Hey, welcome to Just Talk with Nate and with Matt. We've got a special guest today, Pastor Jesse Lusko in the house with us.
Ahoy.
On this brown
Ahoy.
couch.
Yeah.
Are we sailors?
I think we might be.
What are we sailing on?
The brown
The
couch.
coronavirus seas.
The coronavirus seas.
Hey, I
Are
am
the
not
seas
sailing on
stormy?
those seas.
You can count me out.
Do we have masks on the
Yeah.
sailboat?
We probably should.
What,
Masks and eye patches.
Wasn't there a disease that typically sailors all died from?
Scurvy.
Do
It's
we
'cause
have
they didn't have
scurvy?
fruit.
What if coronavirus was secretly
No,
scurvy with a new name?
I had yogurt with fruit in it this morning.
What does that
no
mean?
No scurvy.
I had yogurt
How do
too.
you get scurvy?
Is avoiding fruit.
We're off
You don't
to a
have
great. We're
fruit.
off to a great start. I'd say.
I think
So
we're
if
just
you-
talking. Hey,
Yeah.
welcome, by the way, to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? That is up. to
Matt, do you know the song?
I think I just did it and without the melody.
Yeah, exactly. So you rapped it.
Yeah, I want Jesse, since you're our guest, you have two honors this morning. Number one, this afternoon. Number one, we want you to light the ceremonial candle. So I brought this for you. I'm not going to touch it because I don't want my germs on it before your germs get on it.
I licked it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you would do that. You're like that lady in Virginia who was licking all the things in the supermarket.
Oh, that
it's
is-
so gross. It's the worst thing ever.
If you're joining us, please don't lick the produce in your grocery store.
You will go to prison, federal prison.
Is that true? She went
She
to
got
prison?
arrested. I don't know.
Federal prison.
I think it's like an act of terrorism. It's like biological terrorism.
I think this whole thing is an act of terrorism. But that's for a different talk show, I guess.
What talk show is that for? Rush Limbaugh? That makes sense.
Perfect.
All right, and then Jesse, we've got a melody. We've got an intro song. And since you're our guest and you're our biggest fan, I know that you've got the song down in your heart, just like many other people have it in their hearts. So go ahead and give us...
I can
Wait,
beat.
no,
intro.
I don't have it memorized. I don't.
Do you have it memorized?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
ready?
so all I do some music for, I'll do like a countdown and then I'll cue you when to start singing.
Okay,
So
I'm
you
not
ready?
much of a musician, but I'll do
All
my
right,
best.
Here we go.
Welcome to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? What's up to you?
Oh man.
We actually have
great.
really fantastic
I feel like the
ratings
song's
because
Getting
of
better
this.
every single week.
I definitely agree with that.
That's
So
good.
Jesse, you are here as a guest. You're one of my best friends. We've known
I'd
each other
say so.
for a long time.
Yeah, probably like 15, 16 years.
That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Long time.
That's a decade and a half. So
I think that's
Jesse,
more
most
than
people
half my
don't know,
life.
but I actually hatched you from an egg. And I licked the
That's true.
embryonic yolk
I've
off
known you
your
even longer.
eye.
I've known you like probably my entire life.
I mean,
Like,
yeah. I
during
sat
probably
on your
27
egg for
years.
like I sat on your egg for like 3
quick,
months.
quick poll. How many of you did know that? Because Nate said not many know this, but I'd like to know how many of you out there did know. We've got a lot of people waving. Hey, what's up, Liz and Warrior Princess? Warrior
Ooh,
Princess.
like Xena Warrior Princess?
Rich Dafter, you are back each week. We're so grateful for that. Jesse, I do want to ask you a question.
What are you a bigger fan of? Conan the Barbarian or Xena Warrior Princess?
Conan the comedian.
Conan the Oh, yeah.
Conan
that's
the
good.
comedian. Can you do your best
great.
Conan hair right now?
I have too long of hair. Actually, somebody
Tish,
asked
can
that
you
question.
bring dye, some orange dye for his hair?
Somebody said Nate.
We could dye Nate's hair.
Somebody said Nate, why are you growing out your hair? Matt, maybe you should answer that question.
I think it only makes sense that I answer a
Yeah.
question about your personal decisions.
Actually, Jesse's our guest. Jesse, why am I growing out my
Growing
hair?
out your hair.
It's actually a pretty simple answer to this question right now.
Oh, because everything's closed.
Everything's closed.
Yeah, salons
Honestly,
are
I did
closed,
not want my beard or my hair to
barbers
be
are
this
closed.
long, but my barber's closed. And I was thinking about at one point calling and asking him to come to my house and cut my hair because that's how some people are doing that. But he literally posted, he said, if any of my clients ask me to do that again, I'm taking you off my client list.
Wow.
He means
So I'm
business.
not going to call him and ask him.
Yeah, I
He means
guess you
business.
wouldn't.
He's serious.
If you'd like, I can cut
I guess
your
he
hair.
doesn't mean
I'll
business.
pass. I'll pass.
Well, good question about Nate's hair. What does it most remind you of? Like what character or person?
Hold on. Let me
Oh
me do
man.
this.
Is there like is it Jesse James or
Now what does it remind you of?
Dang.
is there anybody from a Marvel universe
make
that
sure-
reminds you of?
I want to make sure I keep my job and my friendship with Nate.
Okay.
I'm a little afraid to say this.
How about Fabio?
I like it. I like it, Nate.
There's been moments that have been reminiscent of Thor's difficult year.
Here, okay, so
Well, I
somebody.
have also been gaining some quarantine weight, so
Let's
that's
talk
a fair
about-
response.
let's talk about this real quick.
I was stress eating all my rations.
Bro, I saw my friend posted on Instagram, and he said, "So when I come out of quarantine, does my 600-pound life just contact me, or do I have to call them first?"
That's funny. That is so funny. We need to talk about something that's happening
Winter
on
Soldier.
the
Somebody said Winter
live
Soldier.
the live chat.
Winter Soldier,
Hey,
that's
that's
a
not a bad look.
compliment.
Somebody said the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
It's the combination of the long hair and the beard that brings out the Thor in your eyes.
The long hair and the beard.
The Thor in his eyes, the hair and the beard, the Thor in his eyes.
It just felt right.
Hair,
I just
eyes.
went with
Well,
it.
I've been growing out my eye hairs, my eye
No,
hairs,
it's
my
gross.
eye beard. I'm growing my eye beard out.
I do want to bring this up though, because we have somebody on live.calvarynm.church, and their handle is Matt Pirolo. So I think this is a case of identity theft.
Or you're logged in as Matt Pirolo because you're answering questions.
No, because this is somebody that is posting things on my behalf with my name, although they're using 2 T's, which gives it less credibility. But they said, glad to not see the man bun anymore, Nate.
See, and I had
But I
somebody,
just want you to know that didn't actually come from me.
but I had somebody else on here say, Rich Drafter said the man bun looks awesome, Nate.
Hey, well, yeah.
So what
You're
do you do?
always gonna-
This
here's
is
the-
this
here's
is
the
this is
thing.
a perfect case of various Corona experts saying 2 different things.
Corona.
One guy's like, "We're gonna have 5 million deaths." The guy's we're gonna have less than 100,000. One guy says, "I like the man bun." Another one says that I don't
that's
like
true.
it.
Oh, that is
So
the
true.
best, most equivocal analogy I've ever heard.
It's completely equal.
You should send that to the White House and see if they'll use it in the press
I
briefing.
want to see if I can get Trump to tweet it.
Okay.
Oh man.
Maybe, you never know.
I want to get Trump's take on my man bun. That's the final say.
None of us want
I
him
can get-
spending his time talking or thinking
don't
about
say
your
none
man
of us.
bun
I
right
do.
now.
He really is an
Okay.
expert when it comes to hair and fashion and
He
style.
really is.
Let me say this: there are 350
Aesthetics.
million people that don't want him spending his time thinking about your man bun.
Well, I think they'd probably rather have him think about my man bun than some of the stuff he thinks about on Twitter late at night.
Maybe,
That's
I don't
true.
know. That's
Valid.
welcome to Political Talk, where all we do is talk political.
What do we politically talk about? Man
That's
buns.
up to you. Man buns. The man bun divide. Some are on the
I think
left,
we
some
could
are
all.
on the right.
I think we could all do with a little bit more talk about man buns in the news right now than coronavirus
I'll take
and
it.
death.
I would take it. Hey, speaking of good news, speaking of good news and things that are in the news and that are not the coronavirus, have you guys watched the John Krasinski episodes of SGN?
No, I'm a Christian. I only
have.
watch TBN.
Oh, they're so yes. We
Pure
know,
Flicks.
We know that you
How
only
about,
watch.
how about GodTube? You spent a lot of your time on there?
We are on there right now, live.
No, we're
Thank you,
not.
GodTube.
GodTube. We'd like to cut to our sponsor.
God.
A
GodTube.
word from Tide.
Oh man.
No, I think our sponsor should be God if we're on GodTube. And he's like,
I guess
"This is my judgment."
I guess in a roundabout way, God's the sponsor of everything.
Whoa. Okay. See
Except
what I mean
premarital
about
sex.
a deep thinker?
God is not the sponsor of premarital sex.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, he did make our body parts.
Yeah, but he doesn't sponsor premarital sex. He's
Hello,
like, premarital
Andrew.
sex sponsored by
Somebody
God.
is saying,
Don't
help,
endorse that.
Austin.
Yeah, this is
Jesse-
we're digressing.
Jesse Lesko is also on right now.
Dude, this is unacceptable.
You guys need to get better at identity theft. You're spelling,
you're spelling
misspelling
our name
all of our
wrong.
names. Hey, we do want to hear what you'd like to talk about.
Matt, you have alien underwear on.
That's not something anybody needs to know. So, do tell us. What would you like to talk about?
Kevin Miller waved at us.
I have some good news. I got my stimulus check from the federal government
Me
today.
too.
That's
Man.
Chime in if you got your stimulus check. Put it in the comments.
Yeah,
It was
you get
Give us a
so-
wave.
It was a happy thing.
It was really. I was really excited.
Both of us, all 3 of us, in fact, have 2 offspring, 2 children.
Yep.
We each have a boy and a girl. Kind of remarkable.
Dude.
But anyways, because we're married, we got some pretty good money.
$3,400.
$3,400.
When
Well,
I
let's talk
saw
about
when I
what
looked
we're
at my
gonna
bank
spend
account,
on
I
that.
saw that I
You
had
scoot back here.
$3,400 this morning.
I paid off some credit card debt.
Did you?
Good. Hey, that's a
Awesome.
responsible
I bought
thing
guns.
to do. Is it?
No,
Welcome
I'm
to
just kidding.
Political Talk. Where
Political talk.
What do we talk about? Man buns with guns.
man
Oh,
buns with
man.
guns. Gosh, that's a good handle for Twitter.
If you got your stimulus, Kevin Miller got his stimulus check.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's
Andrew
all
says
about
I'm
direct
going to
deposit."
use my stimulus check on shoes. That's
Hey,
a lot of shoes.
If you haven't gotten the stimulus check, you can actually get on their website and input your routing number and your direct deposit bank number, and you will get your check even if you didn't get it.
What?
Here's
That's
the
great
thing.
news.
Found that
Don't
out
tell
on
these
that
people that
podcast.
because they're master identity theft people. You're giving
They're going
them
to put in Jesse
Dang it.
Lesko.
Jesse Lesko,
Jesse Lesko.
and Matt with 2 T's Barolo.
Matt with 2 T's Pirolo.
That's
Hey,
going to be my
Jesse-
new nickname for you. What's up, Matt with 2 T's Pirolo?
That's Fortnite. Somebody's going to spend it on Fortnite.
Okay,
How
can
do
I
we do
just say,
that?
all of you people who are going to buy shoes in Fortnite skins, these are bad decisions.
Yeah, bad choices.
This is bad decision. These are the decisions. This is why you need a stimulus check right now. Because you're spending your money on Fortnite skins and shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
What is a Fortnite skin?
You can buy. So Fortnite's free.
Okay.
But you can pay money to have different clothes for your Fortnite character,
Okay.
Oh, no.
which seems like
Interesting.
a phenomenal use of money. It's like, I don't need clothes for myself because I'm in quarantine and I have Zoom meetings without pants on. I'm buying clothes for my Fortnite avatar.
That's not unreasonable.
You know, my dad sent me this link from PC World that shows how you can create a loop of yourself in Zoom, and you can pull a Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, that's
and get your
awesome.
Zoom meetings.
That is awesome.
Wow.
The article's pretty funny because it just points out, hey, it's not like your boss is going to ask you any questions. He doesn't care about your opinion.
He just wants to see.
And even if he
your
does let
faces
you weigh in
there.
on your opinion, he's going to be making his own decision.
That's really
That's
funny.
funny.
Next time that I'm in a Zoom meeting with your dad, I'm gonna ask him very specific questions.
Well, it's
Chip,
funny.
tap your head 3 times
The
right
last
now.
Zoom meeting that I was in with your dad was for Easter, and the things we were talking about didn't really apply to him. So halfway through the meeting, he literally just got up and turned off the meeting and said, "Chip has left the meeting." I was like, "Chip just left the meeting. He just left midway through the meeting." 'Cause he's like, "This doesn't apply to me."
He's a free spirit, that character.
I want to stand up and leave a meeting next time.
Jesse, what has been the
Best thing you've learned so far in quarantine?
Oh man, the best thing that I've learned. Well, I had already researched this subject. So are we doing the deep dive? You know, my wife says that I'm a bit of a deep sea diver. I tend to take conversations down to the Mariana Trench. But she's like, man, sometimes people just want to boogie board.
I watched a movie about the Mariana Trench the other day about aliens who the oil rigs woke up from the depth of the sea. It was
That's called
terrifying.
Transformers.
But when you're asking me what I've learned, do we want to do the deep dive, or should we keep things kind of shallow boogie boarding?
No,
Let's get in
fun
the
and
great
fun?
white depths.
This is my philosophy with conversations. It's not one or the other. You can go deep,
Bounce
and then
back
I
and
can hear
forth.
something you say that I find funny, and I can completely spin it back into humorous.
That sounds good. Hey,
I think because
fair
that's the
enough.
reality.
Mariana
When
Trench,
we have
for instance.
conversations, this is just talk. This is literally if we were sitting on the couch and talk.
Yeah.
When we talk, I think we freely flow between
that's
funny
true.
humor, laughter, and also serious conversation.
I don't know. I tend to bring an agenda to the conversations that I have with my friends.
Do you?
Here's the agenda. These are the things that I would like to talk about today. I don't
good.
want to go off topic.
Hey Siri, remind me to stop being friends with Matt.
Hey Alexa.
Do you ever talk to?
It actually just added that reminder.
Do you ever?
Wow.
Sometimes, the other day, I was in the grocery store and I was like, "Hey Alexa," and I was like, "Dang it!"
That's
That's what I get for not being loyal. That's what I get for playing both
You've
sides
got
of the
Siri
game.
and Alexa both
I
in your
think
life.
whether you want it to be funny, just seriously, what's been
what's a
throughout
good
this
lesson?
quarantine process? What has been the best thing that you've learned, or the best thing you've gotten out of this time so far? Because look, there's a lot that really sucks about being quarantined, and being stuck in your house, and not being able to go, to the park with more than 5 people, or go to a movie, or see friends. But there's also, I think, a lot that you can learn and get. You can come out of it better. So, what has been the best thing that you've learned in this quarantine process?
Yeah, well, something that I just researched that maybe some of the viewers might not be aware of. It's something I had heard about before, but I researched it more extensively, and that's actually how Christians have reacted to plagues in the past, and how actually a far more devastating and horrific pandemic is a huge part of why Christianity ended up flourishing. Can I tell you a bit about that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, the plagues that would hit ancient Rome were just annihilating. And one of the worst ones hit in about 230 AD after the church had been started and everything, but the church was a minority, persecuted, state-sponsored persecution, Roman soldiers murdering people, killing people. Well, because the Romans were Stoics, they didn't care for the sick. Like Plato said, if one of your workers gets sick, just leave him to die, because it's not worth the financial investment to help them get better.
That's always been my motto.
And and you know, if you walk down the street and you talk to the average, you know, secular person, the average, you know, liberal person or atheist in Britain or in France or in America, they're going to say, hey, we should have health care. We should care for everyone. We should care for the poor. We should care for immigrants. We should care for white people, black people, men, women. But here's the thing they don't realize. They believe that because of Christianity.
Good.
Yeah, that's right.
Really good.
And Seneca, the Roman philosopher, he said that sympathy and pity are a weakness of character which no good man will display.
Gosh.
So they thought that compassion was a weakness. They were a warrior culture. That's why they were able to have freaking Colosseum battles and crucify 20,000 people in Judea, is because they believed sympathy and pity was a weakness, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Christians come in, and what does Jesus teach us? The most common attribute of Jesus is compassion.
Good.
It says he was moved with compassion. Jesus, who is the ultimate human, the God-man, he's full of compassion, full of sympathy, full of pity. And so Christians, because of that, when the plagues break out in Rome, under Marcus Aurelius, 5,000 people are dying a day. And Cyprian, a historian, he writes this, describing what their plague was like. It's a lot worse than COVID-19. It says this. It says, the intestines are shaken with continual vomiting. The eyes are on fire with infected blood. That, in some cases, the feet and some part of the limbs are taken off by the disease putrefaction.
That's not happening.
That's the kind of plague they were up against. And you guys ever see the movie Outbreak
Yeah.
with Dustin Hoffman?
Dude, I watched the other night.
Or
Yeah.
It's on
Contagion?
Netflix.
Like it might have been the bubonic plague, it might have been smallpox. They're not sure what it was, but 5,000 people were dying a day.
Gosh.
And historians just write as a fact, as a matter of fact, they didn't have a healthcare system. They didn't even believe in helping the poor or the sick because they thought, hey, you're weak, you're lower in the hierarchy.
Dude, think about the percentage of that too. 5,000 a day.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world was much less populated at that point too than
Yeah.
it is now. Like,
One
that's a
third
huge
of the
percentage.
Roman Empire died.
Yeah.
1/3 of
That
their
is
people.
insane.
But get
Based on
this.
how the world's responding to coronavirus right now, could you imagine how the world would be responding if the news was like, today, 5,000 people's feet just fell off? From, like that would be terrifying.
Just-
It'd be horrifying,
Yes,
right?
it would.
Well, get this. This is where it starts to get pretty cool. Is that the historians just write that whenever these plagues would break out, they had happened on more than one occasions, Romans and the Greeks would abandon their family members in the streets. Even though they were very technologically advanced, militarily advanced, huge economies, you know, they were the pinnacle of human civilization at the time, they would abandon each other. But get this, the Christians, I'm going to read you this. It said, this is from Howard Haggard from Yale University. When the epidemics broke out, Romans often fled in fear and left the sick to die without care. Christians established the principle that to help the sick and the needy is a sign of strength and not weakness. Dionysius, a church father, he writes this. He says this, heedless of danger, the Christians took charge of the sick, attending to their every need and ministering to them in Christ. And with them, they departed their life serenely happy, for they were infected by others with the disease, drawing on themselves the sickness of their neighbors and cheerfully accepting their pains.
Wow.
And so
That's-
sometimes a Christian would be caring for a pagan person, and they would nurse the person back to health, and the pagan person would survive, and the Christian would die. And they felt okay trading their life for the other person. Why? Because what does 1 John say? It says, by this we know love.
Yeah.
Jesus laid down his life for us.
That's right.
So we must also lay
Yep.
down our lives for
Good.
one another. And Rodney
Love that.
Stark, a celebrated historian, says Christians saved Western civilization because they saved so many people in ancient Rome that they changed the world.
I think
That's
what's important
incredible.
about this is this wasn't just relegated to the Roman times. My dad shared that that quote by Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That when there was a big plague outbreak that happened there, he was going to the streets to help people.
Yep.
He was talking about that. We think about things like Salvation Army
Yep.
and the Red Cross. All
Yep.
these organizations have been started by Christians.
Yep.
Christians have always historically been the ones who have ran to the crisis with love, compassion, and hope rather than from the crisis.
Absolutely.
And I think that's happening now. Like I
It is.
saw Greg Laurie post on Instagram. He said that this could be the next great revival.
Yeah,
we're
I
believe
experiencing
that.
now.
Yeah.
Because people are home and they're wanting to watch and consume
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
I mean, we had more people tune in for our Easter services
That was incredible.
this past week than probably we ever historically have.
Yeah.
We're reaching more people now than we were before.
And through the kindness
yeah.
campaign, we're not just reaching people with the word, which is obviously the most important, but we're meeting people's practical
Exactly.
needs too, with food,
good.
diapers for their babies, medicine that can help them get through COVID. You know,
Yeah.
flu-like
Yeah.
medicine.
So specifically, what has that taught you in this crisis then?
Well, I honestly like haven't really felt afraid because of this. Knowing that stuff has really armed me with this sense that I don't need to be afraid, that
That's good.
God has a purpose,
Yeah.
that He has a plan. And, you know, I've been so encouraged with our church, specifically here at Calvary Church, with the kindness campaign and the amount of donations that have come in. And, you know, even just getting on social media, seeing churches across the country, their reaction was to be like the Good Samaritan, to be like Jesus, to meet people's physical, practical needs. And, you know, as soon as the quarantine happened, I went and, I mean, you guys remember,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like The Walking Dead going inside supermarkets.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing the bare shelves, right? And people just loading their baskets up.
Everything, yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, 10 million people are losing their job, right? Like, and so when that happened, you know, I saw some other churches in the country doing it, and our church's immediate reaction was to start delivering groceries to the poor,
Yeah.
you know, and meeting people's needs, and so just realizing that I believe
It's good.
that this isn't a moment for fear, but this really could be the church's finest hour.
Yeah.
It's
that's
so good. I think all through the Bible, I did a little Instagram story today talking about this idea. You know, every day we're watching news and we're hearing so many facts, and they're both from different sides. The facts kind of combat each other,
Yeah.
and we don't really know what to believe.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the idea of fact checking right now is
Yeah.
so important, because
Yeah.
you'll read a news article from some company or from some news agency that says this is what's happening in New York, and then you find out the footage is from Italy. And you're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And so fact checking is so
Yeah.
important. But I was talking about this in relation to a Christian life, that it's so important for us as Christians to fact check fear with faith.
Yeah.
And so you have all through the Bible, you know, Daniel, he's up against Goliath, and it's this terrible, fearful, anxious situation, but he fact check his fear with faith, his faith
I
in
like
God.
that.
Yeah.
You have Daniel, who he's told if he prays that he's going to get thrown into a lion's den, and he fact checks his fear with faith. And he's like, no, at the end of the day, I'm more scared of God. I have faith in God
Yeah.
more than I
Better
do with
to
this
fear
situation.
God than
Daniel,
man.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You have Gideon. You have Elijah. All through the Bible, you have these great stories of men and women who fact checked their fear against faith.
Yeah,
like
and you
that.
also
They
see
said-
the reverse too. Is at times that the Israelites were facing an enemy, and God had already promised them victory.
Yeah.
But they let their fear
Fear dictate
overtake
that.
their faith,
Yeah.
and they ended up losing.
And
Yeah,
so I
they
love
didn't
that.
move
It's like my
forward.
dad's always said, like, you're invincible until God's done with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love
And so it's like,
that.
just live that way. The reality is we don't know when God's done with us. It could be
Yeah.
coronavirus, or it could be 95 heart failure. Like, we don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
when God's done with us, but we can't live in fear of when that day's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, let's live with the faith of I'm invincible until God
like
doesn't
that.
need
Yeah.
me
I like
anymore,
that so
and
much.
just
And
live our lives.
And I love what you brought up, even Martin Luther earlier, Nate, in that same quote that I think you were talking about. He says that he's gonna be responsible. He's gonna fumigate the air. He's gonna try to like make sure that he doesn't get sick, so that
Infect
he's
people
not
needlessly,
a channel
yeah.
through which other people get sick. But he said, but that's not gonna keep me from going and serving the poor. That's not
Yeah.
gonna keep me from meeting
Yeah.
the needs of the
Serving
people.
my neighbor.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
need
He
it the
did
most.
say something though, endorsing licking lighters. I read
Ah.
that part. That was in the cryptic text.
Well, at least you were
time
at least
period.
you were following his example instead of just acting on your own.
Back to people losing their feet, because that's really disturbing to me.
Yeah.
And I just also said feet instead of feet. Feet is already the plural of foot.
We have
yeah,
Calvary
could
Preschool at
it-
home coming up. They're going to teach you.
Would it be apt to say that they were defeated?
Oh. Hey, can I just...
brutal.
So everything you shared was so absolutely incredible. It's so good. But I do want to point out that while you were sharing that, somebody was on the live feed, and the handle that they logged in with was the Romans, and he said, "Leave me out of this," or "Leave us out of this."
Who said that?
So somebody signed in and said, the Romans, leave us out of this. Jesse was talking about how the Romans were abandoning the
I feel like this is all one person
It's
who's
probably
logging in.
is. Well, I don't know. The color changes.
Probably a staff member too.
Yeah.
They should get.
It's
They
Pastor
should
Skip.
get written up.
Matt,
for
we've
this.
had a lot of correspondence on this, and you haven't been doing a good
Well,
job.
we've been having such great conversation.
Yeah, but I've been looking at these things during the
I got
conversation.
one
Listen to
final
this.
cool thing to share that is related to this. Kind of, you're pointing out this wasn't just in ancient times, right? It was with Martin Luther. Well, recently, we all participate in Operation Christmas Child.
Yeah.
Pastor Skip is good friends with Franklin. What a lot of people might not realize is that in 2014, the Time Magazine Person of the Year were the Ebola fighters. And when you open up Time Magazine, 2014 Person of the Year, want to know who you find out who the Ebola fighters are? Samaritans Purse doctors.
Yeah.
And they were the Time Magazine
Wow.
2014 Person of the Year. There was actually a doctor who went to fight Ebola. They were serving people in the name of Jesus, emboldened by the power of the resurrection, just like the ancient Christians. And
So
he
good.
got infected with Ebola while serving there, and that's why they got that pretty prestigious honor.
And then
on the cover
because
of
of
Time Magazine.
them
Did you see
rushing
right
into
now-
New York City and setting up the hospital in Central Park, Franklin Graham was able to preach the gospel.
But did you also see that doing that, he's been getting actually a lot of flack from some of the news media for having this hospital there, because they have, similar to how we do, we have a statement of faith, and in our statement of faith, we have certain things you have to sign off if you're going to work here, one of which is the agreement that marriage between one man and one woman.
Yeah.
Well, they have that in their statement of faith. And so because of that, they're hiring healthcare workers and
Who agree
doctors who
with
agree
that,
with
yeah.
that. And now they're getting blasted in the media because they're a Christian organization with a statement of faith.
God, that's just like
Yeah.
they're rushing into where people need them most,
Yeah.
and people are giving
Yeah.
them flack about it. That's crazy,
crazy.
to me.
Fascinating.
Well, we saw a lot of people responding on here. I'll
Haters
catch
gonna
up. Quick
hate.
catch up.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah, that's
Haters
right.
gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's funny.
I saw somebody said they're going to get a CNC machine, going back to our stimulus package.
What is a
These are
CNC
the-
machine?
Oh, that's one of those machines that like cuts out things out of metal and stuff.
Ah.
It's like an
Sounds
electric
good.
computer.
You know,
Matt and I were talking about this because it's like part of the idea of the stimulus package is to encourage people to invest money back into their community.
Yeah.
And so like Matt and I were talking about this, like, do we have to feel under responsibility to try to we get this coronavirus money and try to use it and buy local? Or is it
I
like,
love buying local.
I do too.
Me too. The hard thing right now, this is what
Everything
you can do,
local's
is you can do
closed.
gift cards local. You can go onto their website, and a lot of local places you can do
Yeah.
gift cards. So maybe that's a way to keep local businesses afloat.
I will
Because I
tell
got that
you.
money, and I was like, Amazon, and I was like, Amazon's doing just
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Amazon doesn't need my
Hey,
money.
Before I went on my diet, I did go to a local establishment and eat myself a delicious Last Call burrito.
Oh man,
so
those
good.
burritos
They're
are so
still
good.
open. Support Last
I
Call.
went and got 12.
Delicious.
Not 12 dozen. I just got 1 dozen donuts last week from Bristol, and they were so good. That's
Nice.
a great business that if you want to. This is what you got to do. The businesses that you want to go to after the coronavirus
that
is
you wanna
over,
survive
you
this.
need to support
Yeah.
now. So that's
a
what
lot
the
of
way I've
places
come
are
to
doing
thinking.
delivery and stuff. you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
Curbside too. Some smaller shops that you can
Curbside.
order online and then do curbside pickup.
It's good.
So
What are you guys going to use your coronavirus money on? We saw
I
some
think
people.
let's call it the stimulus check.
I like calling it
The
coronavirus.
coronavirus money.
Yeah.
It sounds
I like-
it sounds like dirty money.
There
It's
was-
like naughty. I don't want to
See,
touch that.
If you actually got a check, it has Donald Trump's name on it.
Is that
So it's
true?
some people are calling it Trump money
Trump
because
money.
it has
Trump money.
Trump's
Trump
name-
bucks.
Your
it has
sister's
Donald
been
Trump's name
making
on the
like
check.
mom money, right?
Mom
for
bucks,
mom
yeah.
bucks, yeah.
Trump
Donald
bucks.
Trump's like, yeah, I'm doing that too, but you can actually use mine.
Hey, he does apparently have absolute authority and total power.
Oh man, all the things.
I texted a couple friends that quote from him the other day. Not to get super political, but I think this will make people laugh. It's just like, meanwhile, cut to Thomas Jefferson and John Adams spewing out their ale.
That's funny.
What's ale?
Man,
I don't know. How we,
I hope he does. I want to see New Mexico open back up
Amazon
again,
says
so
they do need our
you can
money.
do it.
I would like to work with Samaritans Purse. Hey, that would be awesome if you worked with Samaritans Purse. Maybe go to SamaritansPurse.com, find out more.
Yeah, Samaritans Purse.
Hey, this is something that I was thinking about is, a lot of times we feel, especially if you're stuck at home and you feel like you can't leave your house, you might think, how do I serve in this way? With that stimulus check, you can support other ministries that are able to get out of the house, like Samaritans Purse, or like churches.
Or Kindness Campaign.
Kindness Campaign. That's a great way that you can still serve even if your hands aren't touching the food and delivering it to the houses.
It's really good.
So
It's really good.
Can you
Get out of me.
Yeah, I think this is all the same person. Amazon House. The Romans. Feet. You're funny. Also, why does your nose run a nice smell?
Wait, you need to speak louder. No one can hear you, Matt.
I don't want to. Some of these things I shouldn't be reading. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Are they going to get banned?
I'm previewing them before I
Blacklisted?
speak them loudly. Hey, we would love to talk about what you want to talk about. So, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, live.calvarynm.church, let us know what you're thinking about, what you have questions about. We would love to pray for you. And we'd love to just have a conversation with you and not just let you in on our conversation.
What have you guys been watching when you're in quarantine?
Oh, man.
And this isn't the spiritual answer.
Yeah.
Like,
God
not
tube?
like the literal
Just God
answer.
tube?
Pure flicks.
Not like this isn't the time to like scream, be like, I can't say that. I can't say that. Like, what have you been watching in quarantine?
I've been trying to get myself. I've tried this like several times because it has such great ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. The Americans. It's pretty good. It's about these Soviet deep cover agents during the Cold War, like in the 80s. It's like an 80s period piece, and they're these Russian spies who just live like they're an American family, but they're doing real shady stuff. Assassinating.
Like spreading coronavirus and licking fruit.
No, they're not doing that. It does get a little racy now and again because those spies, they don't have very high sexual ethics. But it's actually it's not too bad. I'm watching a little bit of
The Americans. Is that on Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
What have you been watching,
Matthew?
Nate?
Matthias?
We've been it's so interesting, and like all the movies that are available now to rent that should be in the theaters right now, but all the theaters are closed.
Yeah.
We've been renting a ton of movies. So last night we watched with the kids The Call of the Wild.
Oh yeah, Harrison Ford.
I really enjoyed it.
That's written by
It was
Jack
really good.
London, ladies and gentlemen.
Which
Those fans of
I will
literature.
say, I went back because I've never actually read the book, The Call of the Wild, and I went back to see if the movie followed the book. But they wisely altered the movie from the book because the book was kind of racist.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the end of the book, like it got. I mean, it was the era of like cowboys and Indians, but like basically it was like Indians who killed this dog's family, and the dog killed all the Indians, and then the dog every year on the anniversary of his master's death went to wreak havoc on this tribe who killed his master. And I read the end, and I was like, it's a good thing they didn't include that in the movie.
Spoiler
Let's
alert.
keep that out of here.
So we've been watching that. We watched. I was saying we watched like that movie about the Marinette Trench. It was called Underwater. Really dumb movie. Not worth watching. But it's like you notice when you're in quarantine or at home for a long time, your standards of the content you watch slowly drop.
I compare it to this.
I've watched
No doubt
everything
about
that's
it.
worth watching.
Desperation.
So what junk is there on YouTube that I
It's
can watch
kind of like
now?
the same as when you're hungry and you check the fridge like 10 times. It's like slowly your standards. It's like, I guess I will eat some pickles and
I
mustard.
just resort to pulling out slices of cheese.
That's usually what I do.
Oh,
too.
there's some slices of cheese.
Here's the thing, though.
Sure.
Every time that I eat,
What can I wrap that in?
Every single time that I eat cheese, I hear your dad in my head saying, cheese will kill you. Cheese will give you strokes. Cheese will ruin your heart.
Oh,
and it's
man.
like, oh, I don't want that.
Hey, if cheese is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Ooh, that's good. That should be a
Okay.
meme.
Oh, man.
That's the theme.
If the moon
that's
was made out of cheese.
That's the theme meme of self-quarantining.
Theme meme
Yeah.
is self-quarantine.
Sounds good.
You like that?
I want to start a quarantine.
Hey, we should start a quarantine. What would we do? What would we play?
If I started a quarantine, well, it would be kind of unique because I could only have 5 people.
And we'd
on
all
my
have to be
team.
6 feet apart. I'm assuming I'm one of those because I
Hacky
said
sack.
we.
It's a hacky sack quarantine.
sack.
Because you can do
Hacky
like
sack
5 feet away,
quarantine.
hacky sack from each other.
Frisbee, hacky sack. Baseball, you could really
No,
do.
frisbee's not allowed unless you're wearing gloves and have masks on. because
That's
you can't
true.
touch the frisbee.
Okay, visiting the
Hacky sack
first
is to your
episode of
feet.
Just
And last time, I haven't heard anything about having to wash your shoes.
People haven't been licking their feet, but I have seen that every time that you should keep your shoes in the garage or outside of your house. Somebody said that the virus can live for like up to 10 days on your shoes. And it's like, what am I supposed to only have one pair of quarantine shoes?
Or just don't touch your shoes to your eyes or lick them, and you should be okay.
But that's just hard.
Like, I'm
because
like,
sometimes
there's facts like that when it comes down, and it's like, it could live on your shoes for 10 days. I'm like, well, I'm not like rubbing my shoes on my face at nighttime.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing
is that
I
not
do.
a common practice?
No. Maybe for you.
I think the
might be
answer.
something Italians do. That's not something I do.
Italian.
I think the answer is to only wear slip-ons or slippers.
This is the answer to the question.
Don't have to touch 'em at all.
What have you been watching during quarantine? I've been watching a ton of Shark Tank. And on Shark Tank,
I like Shark Tank.
we moved into a new house, so we haven't been watching a whole lot of TV, but we kind of have Shark Tank in the background. And there's this slipper that they invented, that this guy invented, and it was on Shark Tank, where you take the soles off before you get into your house, and you keep the other part of your shoe on. So it's like wearing slippers. Then when you get out of your house, you slip into the soles again. And
So funny.
Damien, who's the guy? What's his name? Damien. He started
Damon.
FUBU or Damon.
Damon, yeah.
Yeah, Damon.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
he invested like $750,000.
My solution to not getting coronavirus on my shoes is to pogo stick everywhere.
And then leave your pogo stick outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works great.
Which makes sense because that's where it belongs anyways.
Yeah, pogo sticks.
Next week, if I bring a pogo stick, will you pogo stick for us?
Yeah, I'm a really good pogo sticker.
I bet you are.
No, like I'm
Here's
serious.
the thing about Nate. Anytime he finds something he likes, he gets really, really good at it.
Except
so
for tennis.
I do, yeah. Well,
Jesse was with me when my tennis racket met its grave, and I haven't played since
I've
then.
played
Yeah,
a few games
yeah.
of tennis with you. But I bet you do have a really nice pogo stick, and you can probably get to like 500 on it.
Man, you ever see those
No, I
guys
could
do
literally
pogo
pogo
stick?
stick like all day long, and not just in one position. Like I could go all around the sanctuary.
All around the sanctuary.
literally, I
Not
could,
just like all around anywhere you go.
No,
just
because
the
you know
sanctuary.
most people who pogo stick, they're just trying to stay in place in pogo stick. Like I can actually.
Nate, this
You
is-
can
pogo
take
stick as
this transportation.
This seems like a source of pride for
Do
you.
you need a bus pass? No, I got a pogo stick. Hey, you
actually-
need a ride home? No, I
I
got a
actually
pogo
thought
stick.
about at one point buying one of those competitive pogo sticks. That you
Dude,
can get like.
you guys see
10,
those guys do,
15
like,
feet up in the air.
backflips?
Well, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I was watching somebody do it, and I was like, I can do a backflip really well on a trampoline, and
Yeah.
I'm also really good at pogo sticking. And I saw them, and I was like, I think I could do that.
Nate, please wear a helmet.
I
Can
would
we
do that.
please?
Maybe wear, like, a
we need to-
NASCAR
we need
helmet.
to,
Mask
we need to
and
mention
gloves.
this. Yeah, and you need to protect your knee because I remember when that
Oh,
thing.
man.
Do you remember when I bought those
Stilts?
bouncy stilts?
Yeah, those were fun.
Um,
Nothing made me happier than seeing you run down the halls of our sanctuary, down the aisles of our sanctuary during service
Yes.
in bouncy.
Those were so
Those
fun though
stilts.
because it's like having a trampoline with you always.
Yeah.
Like I was able to get a couple.
You got
times
really good at
really, really,
there,
really
yeah.
Yeah,
high.
you were bold. Nate, I must admit, you don't do things halfway. You go all in.
Yeah.
And I like that about you.
Yeah.
You were
That's gonna be my campaign slogan.
yeah.
2024. What
Go
year would
all
that
in.
be? Yeah. How old do you have to be to run for president? 40?
I don't know.
I think isn't it 40? Pretty sure it's 40.
Yeah, it's 40. Yeah.
Because Jack
It
Kennedy,
is.
JFK was
JFK.
That
42.
seems stupid to me. Can I just be honest? That seems dumb to me because it's like, hey,
Take it up
you're
with the
old
founding
enough-
fathers.
You're old enough to stand on the front lines and get shot for us, but you're not allowed to lead us.
Yeah, but there's even like
Want
politically
a little
or
experience? I understand.
military.
I don't want to be president.
Yeah, militarily, I don't think you're allowed to like be in a high rank at 18.
Yeah.
You can stand on the front lines, but you can't be like an officer.
I just feel like it's an arbitrary number. I feel like it's purposely favoring old white guys.
Maybe it's 35. Why white guys? Because
Just
of
feels like most people in politics are old white guys.
age.
That's true. Well,
Welcome to political talk, where all we do is politically talk.
Hey,
What
this
age?
is
Does
one of
anyone
the-
know?
Talk about
Just a few steps
40-year-old
back in
white
the
guys.
conversation, but my family, we love Shark Tank as well, and we've watched it for a long time since Lion was super small. But when he was like 3 years old, I was like, he loves Shark Tank. My little 3-year-old son will run in like, hey, let's watch Shark Tank. It's like, what do you know about being an entrepreneur? And so I asked Lion, I was like, Lion, what is Shark Tank about? He's like, it's about money.
That's awesome.
That's funny. I
It's
feel
like,
like that could also
Lion,
be.
what do you think about the valuation of
I feel
this
like
company?
if you were telling your young kids about Shark Tank too and they'd never seen it before, they could get really excited. And then when you
Yeah.
show them, they're like, "Where's the shark?"
Where's the shark?
Well, you see them for 2 seconds when the investor or when the entrepreneurs walk down the hallway.
You see
Yeah,
it when
it'd be
it cuts to
bummer.
commercial breaks.
Yeah.
What if
An
what
origami
if
shark.
they change Shark Tank to be more Hunger Gamesy, and it's like the person whose idea they don't choose,
Doesn't get a
the
deal.
sharks eat them.
Yeah, it gets thrown
Not
into
only
the
do
Shark
they
Tank.
not
No,
get
the
a
actual-
deal,
it's
they
like
don't get their
cannibalism.
life.
Like the sharks actually eat them. It's
Oh,
like,
God.
well, your idea didn't get picked, so now the sharks are gonna eat you.
I'd like to
Mark
see-
Cuban's like,
I'd like. I could see Kevin and Mark
Oh,
Cuban
my
doing
God.
that. I can't imagine Barbara.
Barbara. No, she'd
Getting
be the
her
most vicious of
cannibalism
all.
on.
She'd be like Pennywise. New layer of teeth would come out from her mouth.
Oh no!
that's terrifying.
Oh, that is really scary.
It's kind of fun to imagine, though.
Oh, that is fun.
And yet again, Matt is completely ignoring
Well,
all of our people
I've been
chiming in
looking
with
at them.
questions.
It's all people. So you want to read these? Stilts says, "Hey Nate, remember me?" Cheese says, "I think that's like defamation."
Is that all of them?
Yeah, they're all pretty
Andrew
much
says, I've been listening to Urethra Franklin on the YouTube.
Man, that's too bad.
I'm sorry, I did not finish that one. What was this plant back here? Han Solo. Danika's talking about Han Solo as part of Star Wars.
All right, I got a question for you guys.
What led you to start doing
it's a
that,
would you rather
Andrew?
question.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
This game is dangerous.
Would you rather have to go out into like the deep recesses of space by yourself?
No.
Or would you rather have to go to the deep recesses of the ocean by
Space.
yourself?
Space, yeah, easily.
Easily space.
There's
Really?
no living
This is the thing
creatures
about space.
with
Yeah,
lights sticking
exactly.
off the ends of
What-
their hands.
Exactly.
and
What
big
kills you
teeth.
in space is space. What kills you in deep sea is deep sea and terrifying monsters.
Yeah.
And I feel like you'll die a lot quicker in space, and you'll get a lot of really beautiful things in the deep sea.
I've
unless
heard
you've got
drowning is one
crazy
of the worst
flashlights.
ways to die.
Yeah.
I feel like space, you just freeze and you're dead.
I wasn't necessarily saying dying. I was saying you
Yeah,
gotta
but see,
go by
when you
yourself.
say you got to
Oh,
go by
but how
yourself, my
long?
mind
Go on
immediately
an
goes
expedition.
to.
We'll say, well, I don't know how long you can really survive underwater. Not that long.
Depends
Well,
on
I
what
mean,
you're
if
in.
you've got
Maybe
a
in like an
suit.
underwater station.
Yeah, or like that submarine in Titanic where they go find that girl's necklace.
I haven't seen that, but I do
You
want.
haven't seen Titanic?
No, I wasn't allowed, and then by the time that I was
Oh, here we
allowed,
go.
I wasn't
Ray and
interested.
Kathy Pirolo strike again.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
Lindy Newlander came in for the win via Wikipedia. To serve as president, one must be a natural-born
35.
U.S. citizen. He must be at least 35 years old and be a resident of the United States for at least 14 years.
Wow. So Schwarzenegger could run for president.
No, because he's not U.S. born. Was he?
No, you said you have to be a resident for the United States for 14
Natural-born
years.
U.S.
Oh,
citizen.
weird.
And 14 years present. So you can't be like natural born, go live in Guam, or well, I guess Guam's the
Oh, I
U.S. So you
see.
can't go live in Japan.
You know,
so,
that's
so Schwarzenegger's son,
They really-
Patrick, could be
they
president.
really thought of everything.
How did you know Patrick?
He's a Christian.
Was he?
I know all Christians.
He's a Christian. There's a. How many Christians are there, Nate?
I can't give you that number.
You
It's
just
secret.
know them all?
It's a
Privileged
secret.
information.
Oh,
You're not
okay,
privileged.
proprietary. Well,
Sorry.
what degree
Hey,
of Christian do I have to-
Stephen Christian just chimed in. He said, "Yo,
Do you know that Christian?
we should bring him on. We should bring
Can
him
he-
on to the show."
Hey, Steven, can
They're
you
not
try
gonna
to
argue,
on
buddy.
Facebook?
Let's see.
No, if he joins us on Facebook, we can add him, right?
Well, we can add him
You
right
could
here on
plan it out
Instagram
for
too.
another day and have him be the primary guest.
All right, guys, we have Steven Christian. He's already confirmed to be with us next
not
Wednesday
true.
at 2 p.m.
Oh, here we go. He requested.
Oh, there you go. View.
Go live with Christian music.
All right, for anyone that's not
Let's
joining
see.
us on Instagram,
No, we're gonna pull this over so other people can
Okay.
see it too.
can he be the angel on your shoulder, Nate?
Steven!
Friend,
Oh.
look at that. Oh,
Wait, it's really quiet.
Hold on,
I'm
I can't hear
sorry
you. I'm gonna
Volume.
turn
for
the
the
volume
home
up.
Volume.
audience.
what a good.
Yes.
Here, let these people
You know,
see
Steven
him.
has the
Here, let's go
best.
stand over by this camera.
Okay, let's.
Steven
Go
has
to the
the
wide
most.
over by
shot.
this
Go to the
camera.
Wait, where are the microphones though? That's the real
microphones are right
question.
here.
Is this where you want us? Oh.
Can they see us?
Steven has the best volume in his hair.
He does.
So much volume.
Steven
Steven, you
has
look
his own
like you put
Twitter
yourself
account.
together
His
today.
hair.
Like you look like you got ready.
Well, he knew he was coming on Just Talk.
Let's see your skincare routine.
Wow, look at that.
Brushes, all products.
Do you have a...
44 products.
But
44.
Steven, the question. Oh my goodness! Look how fancy.
Are you kidding me? Do you have somebody come do your hair for you?
Steven, can you sing the "I'm So Fancy" song for us right now?
Yes, take care.
No, the "I'm so fancy." You already know. That one.
I'm messing with the audio right now.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Fancy, huh? Are you fancy, huh?
Yeah,
That was what I
that
was
one.
thinking of. So my mother-in-law is a makeup artist, so this is her studio in her house. So I just happened to be doing announcements for my church here in Florida, and then you guys jumped on. So it's
Nice.
Wow.
I like that.
Steven, the question that everyone wants to know: when you have Zoom meetings and when you do announcements for your church at home, do you have pants on?
Well, I do.
Can you stand up and prove it?
No, please don't. Because if he doesn't, we don't want that
true.
to happen.
That's true. But if you do have pants on, we want you to prove it.
I am wearing a form of pants. It's just my thighs are so bleach blonde white. It would glare into your camera and it would destroy and melt whatever.
So that doesn't sound like a form of pants. That sounds like a form of shorts.
Or, I mean, I guess a form of pants that you cut the bottom parts off.
Short pants.
Short pants.
Short pants.
Short pants.
Hey, Mom, can I wear my short pants today?
Or colloquially called shorts.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey.
Steven, I miss you so much. I'm so glad that you're joining us.
Who? Steve-O? Steve-O's on here?
Oh, Alyssa
look at
Renee
that.
2020. That's my wife.
She did a cry laugh face.
Look at this, Steven. My wife only joined and started watching when she heard
Okay.
that Steven was on.
So Steven, I'm gonna sit back down. So even though everyone can't see you, they can hear us talk to you for a second. My question for you is thus: Have you heard the Just Talk theme song?
I'm not sure.
So it was
kind of surprising if you have.
Yeah, I mean it's a number one hit.
It's a big hit.
I mean we're probably gonna win a Grammy for it, but it's our intro song for our show Just Talk, and it goes, "Welcome to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? That's up to you."
So now we'd
It's
like
really good.
for you. Can we record Steven real quick?
We'd like to have Steven, the lead singer of Anberlin, record the Just Talk theme song so that we can begin to use that theme song on the intro for our show each week.
Yeah, that would be
That
great.
would really be a blessing.
It would really be great.
It's my dying wish.
It's super simple. Technically, I haven't published the song yet, so you could get royalties for it if you decided to publish it. It's definitely a winner. It's going to be probably top 10 of all songs
We were
ever.
invited to the Dove Awards. So
No, it's not a Christian song. We were invited.
It's not a Christian.
No.
You're very
No.
quick to make that distinction.
We were invited to the Latin American Grammys.
You guys are Christians in a band.
No, it's a Latin American song. We were invited to the Latin Grammys.
Kanye would not appreciate that, Nate,
Why?
because everything Kanye does is Christian.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Are you a Christian band? Yes, I'm a Christian band. I'm a Christian everything. Kanye West.
That's a good point.
At
Hashtag
Kanye.
President 2020.
Yeezy.
No, but if you did record Just Talk, the intro song, I think it would be a blessing to everybody to hear that each week.
Yeah.
It really would be.
Just talk, just talk, just talk. It's up to you.
No. It goes, "Welcome to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about? That's up to you." Yeah.
We'll give you creative license.
Yeah.
You have liberty.
Yeah. Yeah, technically you're a better songwriter than I am.
Later, I'll have it.
Yeah.
Voice memos need that later. I'm gonna get that done tonight. That's pretty awesome.
I love it.
Get it on GarageBand, yo.
I love it. Well, Steven, we love you, buddy.
It's good to see you.
All right, take care, guys.
See you, buddy.
Break it out.
Just Talk theme song. Okay,
That's
so
great.
this is from live.calvarynm.church. Just Talk theme song just commented, Steven does not have creative license over me.
Oh, period.
How do these people create so many accounts? There should be limits.
I think you can just change
Should
your
have
name as often as you
one
want.
name per IP address.
I think this person
Let's get
should
on it.
change their
IT.
name to permanently banned because they're going to be permanently banned.
Get on it, Austin. Ban these guys. I'm just kidding, don't.
Yeah, you don't
They're
have
having
to do it.
fun.
They're
They're
just
okay.
They're just trying to.
Bailiff. Anyone
just
start any?
want
Hey,
us
this
to think that
Josh.
there's
Somebody
more.
chimed in with an actual question. Anyone start any new hobbies over the quarantine? I've been knitting.
Really?
No, I've not been knitting.
Binge eating. It's a new hobby for
Yeah,
me.
it's new.
Nate,
hobby.
I don't know if that's new.
Gosh. I thought you said you wanted to keep your job.
Oh, man. Savage.
What?
Hey, it's not
else?
new for me. I like to binge, purge, binge.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, that's called a psychological disorder. It's bulimia.
Oh man. No new hobbies here.
John B, don't repeat that.
I've been working on organizing my house. You know what I learned to do this week?
a new hobby?
It's definitely not a hobby, but I did learn how to install light fixtures this week, and I feel a little bit better about being a man
That's good.
because I know how to like turn the power off, to do the breaker. I've known how to do the breaker, but I didn't know how to like which wires do I cut, which wires don't I? Will my house explode?
Anybody
I-
else got any hobbies?
I've been spending a lot more time in my backyard.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
What project? What are you doing?
Well, we've always had a hot tub back there, but I was like, man, I just want to make it more enjoyable. So we got a fire pit. We have a fire pit out there
Ooh,
now.
I got a
In the
fire
hot
pit too.
in the hot tub?
No, that's dangerous.
Oh.
Not outside of the hot tub.
Okay.
We have a fire pit. We have some chairs.
Yeah.
And just hanging out outside has been a lot of fun.
That is cool. What about you, Jess?
I don't know if I've really taken up any new hobbies, but I've been reading a lot. I've been researching a lot. I've been running. I lost 10 pounds. So first, why I said the thing about binge purge is that at the beginning of quarantine, I was stress eating all my rations. I think I ate like an entire DiGiorno by myself.
What's for dinner?
I went for the stuffed crust. You know, anybody feel me
good.
there?
They've
But,
discovered how to put cheese in every centimeter of that, every millimeter of that pizza.
I had a friend in Portland.
They should just do a bowl of cheese.
I had a friend
now
in
for
Port-
Pizza Hut, bowl of cheese.
Bowl of cheese. You should take that to Shark Tank.
I had a friend in Portland who he worked for Nestle, which owns DiGiorno, and he was the funniest guy. He would always like post on his Facebook status like where you could find in town the best deals on DiGiorno, but he would just do it as like a joke. But it was my favorite. So, and this one time I actually like listened to him, and I ran down to the store and got like great deal on a bunch of
man.
DiGiornos.
DiGiorno pizza.
But anyways,
You know what's better than DiGiorno? Sorry, just what you're talking about.
Delivery.
No, that's DiGiorno's whole thing is that they're better than delivery. It's not true,
Yeah.
but that's their whole
I
thing.
was
think
just
that's where
answering
you're
your
getting
question.
it from.
Well, what do you think is better than DiGiorno?
So it's fantastic. CPK now does take and bake, so
Oh,
it's
yeah?
their actual for $5.
Oh, wow.
$5 you
Wow.
can get a whole pizza that literally is exactly one of their pieces, just not baked, and they give you all the instructions. You can bake it in your oven. We did it a couple nights. It literally tastes like you're eating CPK at CPK.
Or
but
you
it's
don't
take
even
and bake.
have
It's
to
only
bake it.
$5.
it was worth coming on the show to learn that.
Yeah, take and bake CPK.
Yeah, that's great.
$5.
But anyways, what I was saying though is that I kind of, got a little out of control there, but then I got it under lockdown, and I've lost 10 pounds in the last 2.5 weeks.
That's good.
This is my plan. Everything can be fixed by liposuction.
That's what you're going to use your stimulus on.
Well, the world scrambles.
Your Corona money.
Well, the world scrambles to come out of quarantine better than when they went in.
Nate's going to be hooked up to a liposuction. Oh, God.
My policy is binge watch Lion King.
We are
and eat
glad
bowl of
you
cheese
joined us.
the
I
entire
have to
time,
cut us
and then
off
do
here.
liposuction.
Oh, that is so horrible.
Yeah,
The
that's pretty
idea,
gross.
the imagery of
Have you guys
liposuction.
ever seen those billboards with that nasty lady around town that her billboard says, "I melt
Whoa,
fat"?
defamation. Can we?
I didn't say her name.
Okay. What'd
But
she
her,
say?
her billboards say things like, "I melt fat."
Yeah, so does exercise.
So gross.
That's a good point.
She also has things
Oh,
like,
man.
"I freeze fat," and she wants to
Oh, gosh, what if she's a
They're-
Why is she doing so many things with fat?
They're some of the worst.
Because that's a
billboards.
major issue in our society.
You know,
Yeah, but why is it they're like someone's like, hey, I want to get rid of my fat. They're like, all right, do you want to freeze it? Do you want to melt it? Do you want to suck it?
You know-
What do you want to do with it?
You know what I want to do on those billboards? I want to click on them and say, "Ban ad irrelevant."
Oh, that's
But you
funny.
can't do that. Driving
I did
your
not
car.
subscribe to this
Yeah.
email.
I feel like you couldn't do it in your car, but I
Unsubscribe.
feel like you could do it because there's that. Remember Greg Laurie? I think got billboards removed at one point because they were like someone complained that they
I
were
just find it that
too
it's a lot
affirmative for
easier.
Christianity.
I just find that it's a lot easier to black out my windows.
But I like it.
That's
how on
unsafe.
social
I'm
media
driving.
you just
It's a good
click.
decision.
I don't want to see these billboards.
Well, we've got 5 minutes.
Becca said on
It
what?
is
Yeah.
very gross.
On Instagram.
We also
is
saw
gross.
somebody said that they've been learning to do web design, Josh, and programming during quarantine. That's his new
That's
hobby.
good. Good job.
That is good. But you're right, Nate. We do need to wrap up here pretty soon. We've got the Spectrum Youth Hour coming up at 3 o'clock, and we also have service happening here live.calvarynm.church at 6:30 p.m. today.
This has been a fun time.
It was
it's been-
great.
It's been nice.
And do you guys like the new setup?
I like it.
Brown couch, wood wall.
Josh said he's been learning web design.
I just said that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Nope.
Welcome to Just Talk, Nate, where all we do is just talk. You're one of the hosts.
Oh, I got something cool to tell you guys about. I also downloaded the best audiobook I have ever heard. If you guys want to check out a great audiobook,
Harry Potter?
It's Malcolm Gladwell's new book, Talking to Strangers. But the way he does it is brilliant. It's a full book. You can buy the book and read it as well. But the way he did his audiobook was he made it like an incredibly well-produced podcast.
Huh.
So anytime he quotes somebody, he actually has audio recordings of them, saying clips from the news, or he actually has like people that he interviewed and he includes the recordings, and
Wow,
there's
that's
cool
cool.
music on it,
Huh.
and like
That's a whole new way of audiobooking.
It's a phenomenal audiobook, and it's so interesting.
Tell us
good.
that title one more time.
Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell.
So good.
Interesting.
He's written quite a few good books.
You know what they should use for the theme song for that? Is that old Audio Journal song, Entertaining Strangers. Entertaining Strangers,
But it's called Talking to Strangers.
24/7. Remember that song?
Are we sure that
How do
was
you remember
Audio
that
A?
song?
I don't know who it
It was
was.
I think that was
Might have been
Newsboys.
It was a big Christian.
It was
music
one
band.
of those bands that was famous for
I
singing
remember
songs back
that
in
was
time.
on WoW 1999.
Oh, bro.
This is as good a time as any before we close out to introduce my side hustle. During this season, if you want a personalized jingle or theme song,
Yeah.
I am going to be writing those.
Nate's looking for copyright.
It doesn't even have to be you don't have to have a business. You just say, I want a personal jingle and theme song just for myself.
Okay.
I
I would like a personal jingle for myself.
Okay, you can
Let's-
IG me, direct message.
Uh-huh.
They're $10 a jingle.
Oh, you're monetizing
It's a
this.
side hustle. No one has free side hustles. What's your side hustle? Giving away
I
crap
thought it
for
was
free?
your
Said
side
no one.
hobby.
No, it's not my side hustle. It's my side hustle.
You just
So-
got a stimulus check. Do you really need a $10 hustle?
Well, maybe people want to spend their stimulus money on their Corona money
Support
on getting a
local-
jingle.
You-
Support local pastor who still has a job.
Hey,
Yes.
you mentioned WoW 1999.
Side hustle. That's the whole purpose of side
thought you were
hustle.
gonna hit
You have
me.
a job.
I
You
got
make
so scared.
rings.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you hypocrite. No one buy Matt's rings because he has a job and he
Check it
doesn't
out,
need money.
y'all.
Man, I had a good joke here.
Let's hear it.
Criticizing my side
You
hustle.
talked about WoW 1999. I like to think that Y2K just came 20 years late.
Oh.
That's what coronavirus is.
And nobody was stocked up or
And
prepared.
And
so
it
they
didn't
took all
affect the
toilet
internet at
paper.
all. Y2K came,
Yeah.
didn't affect the internet, but started killing people.
But it did make everything close down in the entire planet.
That's very
Except
true.
for the internet, which is booming and more
I
important
saw
than ever.
somebody posted something that said that
But
they heard from
I like
Harvard. They heard from Harvard professors that we could have to socially distance until 2022.
Yeah, I saw that and I wanted to throw up.
No.
I saw
And
that.
I just thought, this is what happens when you let scientists run the country. You keep it closed forever. They're like, how do we stop disease? Keep everything closed forever.
In fact,
literally-
2050 is even better.
2050.
Oh gosh.
Let's just all sit in our homes and shrivel up and die.
We're
but
grateful.
all the disease will be gone.
We're grateful for the scientists, but we don't want them making all the decisions.
That's right.
I don't like that.
Danica says she forgot about WoW.
I just don't like that.
Forgot about WoW.
I don't remember what it stood for. I just know it was the most popular songs of each year. WoW 1999.
All right, we've got 2 minutes left. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We will see you
Indeed it
next
has.
week for Just Talk, where all we do is just talk. What do we talk about?
It's up to
That's
you.
up to you. Hopefully next week we'll have an intro song by Stephen Christian.
Yeah, and if we don't,
So, am I losing those 2 minutes? We done?
Oh yeah, because we have to be done before that because our next show
Oh.
starts at 3 o'clock.
Makes sense. All right.
All right,
Great.
guys.
Great being here with you fellas.
We love you. Have a great day.
love you, love you, love you.
Peace out.